First and foremost, we want to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of great millstone who rule well. Salutation to the Yakin pushing his truth and sincerity to the four corners of the earth, to the one to act what to listen and be obedient to the husband. The brother Howard from GMS, prophetic vibration camp.
Brother Yakal.
Through the spirit and power of Ba'ashem Yahushai, we come together to do a video pertaining to farming, because we actually seen that the Lord is bringing that plague on the earth, because as the member that Kwana was talking, what else did I do when the C9, the C19 come out? They had all the farmers had to throw away the cow milks, all they started to throw away all the pong, potato, all the livestock. But as you were saying, all the storehouses was packed. So when they do that now, because the farmers keep on, bringing that generating that storeroom to always be packed, because they're producing to make sure that the world have food, to spread around the world to everybody to be eating. So everything will be at a normal rate. But what Esau Edom do now is to break the farmers and then sort of break down the storehouses. So why the V was given out, the devil water was given out, is they went on the low. As Richard Price said, the market the beast is creeping on that man's feet, and same way how the food was getting rid of and was paid at a low price, same way too. So you're gonna sell out faster. So when they reach to that drought, they will say the storerooms are empty. So I'll bring out that precept, and then we'll go down into an article, and anybody can bring out any precept to the spread of power of Ba'ashem Yahushai. So this is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 22. It says, and suddenly shall the store places, the sown places appear unsown. So that will go on as Brother Kwana, if we can add to what I was saying.
Yeah, and that's what we're seeing right now. The sown places suddenly being unsown, because the brother now went into it. And what been happening is that there is prophecies to be fulfilled. And that what they're doing is actually a part of what they did before, right? I would like to bring out this article, Baba Kusha, Holodoma, right? Holodoma. Let's bet my second. My phone's had to play crazy here. Let's bet my quick second. That's one. Holodoma. You want to type on this one?
Yeah, so like Google?
Yeah. HOLODOMOI. Right, so we want to bring this out. HOLO. Right. So as the brothers now going into it, right, and which make us brought out the precept with the sown places being unsown, because these things are being done, all right, was set for a millstone for us. You could read 2nd Ezra, the 9th chapter of Abakosha, because with these things being done, it given us a boost of faith, seeing that it's going to lead from one prophecy, it's going to lead to our next prophecy. You understand? Go ahead.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 9, and start from 1. He said, he answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself.
And what we're doing to measure the time, we're using these prophecies to measure the time. So now we're looking back at 2nd Ezra chapter 6 and verse 22. We've seen the platform that they set, starting with the Crown 19, and the brother was going into it, where it was doing mass wastage. You understand? These things going to have a ripple effect. It don't happen one time. As when you throw a stone in water. When you throw a stone in water, you see some waves coming after the stone already fell. It is called that the ripple effect. Go ahead.
You finished?
Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. 9.
Oh, continue. Right. It said, and he said, measure thou the time diligently in itself. When thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made.
Come on, that's what we're looking forward to. And that's what we're seeing, because that will measure the time. We're using these prophecies to measure the time. And as I said earlier on, from one prophecy gonna lead to the next prophecy. You understand? So that's what.
Because just to add, because that this physical farming gonna bring forth spiritual farming. Because what they're gonna do, they're gonna break down all platform because they gonna be and they gonna be actually they gonna be tired. Well, they gonna be the aim is actually to bring order out of chaos. Because when they attack the closest thing to a human, which is their belly, we're gonna come out of that is chaos, is riot, it's looting, is killing,
Because the aim is to really break down other people. Because if they could break down society, they make them docile, right? Making them have no choice but to run back to the government. You understand? Making them run no choice but to run out to the system for help. And then now the system coming with a way to help you, which is the mark.
MOTB. And that is show you that as we've been occupied in prophecy, we've been watchmen, we know we're coming, and that's why Lord actually sent us, being his mouthpiece, to warn Israel, to let Israel know, hey, repent, for the kingdom I have on us is suddenly upon us. Or die. And by you choosing this world is death. By you making a covenant with Egypt is death. Running down to Egypt for help, for food, and for once at this world. But we, the Lord say, hey, a man shall not eat by bread alone, but every word that proceeds out of his mouth, so which is the word. So we eat in this scroll, eating this book, and making a bit in our mouth. It's sweet in our mouth and bit in our belly. So we know in prophecy, so we get ourselves right. As I post up a precept on my brother comment board, say pertaining to good enough the law inside your mind, getting yourself ready and getting yourself in a spirit of fasting, getting yourself in a spirit of connecting to your Yahweh Shemir Shai. That is the main Esau main projective when he push out this devil's waters, the V, to destroy your pineal gland, so you're gonna make that connection to the Lord when all hell started to break loose. You're gonna just be like an empty vessel, just making noise because you're hungry, you wanna kill, you wanna loot. Your heart is waxing loose and it's cool. So you can become a newly created beast yourself. Like I am legend.
Because me and the brother Kwan was talking and we say that I was explaining to him and say when you're running a race and you're coming to the end of the race, you begin to get tired, you understand? Because that's where the hard part of the race, which is the end, you understand? Because you running all the time and you're running with stamina, but then now the ending up of the race come. That's when you're really supposed to gather your stamina and keep your stamina because that's the hard part of the race. You understand? So understand, the race we're running here is a spiritual race, and you have to gather your stamina for when the end of the race come, which is really and truly Jacob's trouble and all the. Because that's why Ezra was saying, who is me? Who shall deliver me in that time? Because he had to say, who will deliver him in that time? Because we had to understand that it's the Spirit that Lord going to be on us to really have we in that time. The Spirit that Lord going to be on us, as the brother say, you're going to be spiritually prepared, but you have to prepare now. That's why when you go into the word prepare, it says preparing for a particular end. And we preparing for a particular end, which is the end of this world.
Because as the brothers was going inside, right? This is Luke chapter 19.
Luke
19 and verse 43.
Chapter 19, verse 43.
It says, for the days shall come upon thee that thy enemies shall cast a trench. And when you go into that word trench, alright, it goes back to the root word called karax, which is the instrument, alright, it is used to inject the RFID microchip. And to bring it to that state, they're going to stop all your food supply to making a want of need, to put you in that position of need. And that's what they're doing. They're setting the platform, alright, for that purpose, for you to come, for you to reach that position of need. So you're going to stretch your hand out, alright. It says, about thee and compass thee round about. So what's going on right now is that besieging. Because the main thing for survival is food. Food is a necessity to life. Without food, you can't function. You understand? It says, and keep thee in on every side. So when you're going to that trench, alright, it'll carry back to stakes like some X. You know, like back in the ancient time, they used to, when they war, they used to have some stakes. Understand? And what they're going to try to do, they're going to try to climb over and they're going to pierce them. They're going to pierce them because at that position, you know, they're going to want to be over on the next side of the fence. And to go on the next side of the fence, they're going to take that chip.
And that going back into even to the movie I Am Legend, and I think it's the rule when the visa are in them, and they just looking for survival, and part of it that's that because you actually gonna bring a plague. But it is a plague, famine is a plague, but you're gonna bring a plague into people's mind for survival, for food, so they will be reacting like carnivores. They don't care what they eat. Once they die, they have something to digest and something to make them feel like they're full, you know. So they're like carnivores. They don't care what they eat. Once they die, they have something to. Right. So
I kind of that's how we see maybe before going to it. It's really happy because that what the government is doing. But this system designed to fail. Right, this system created to fail, and we have to understand that the Lord set them up and the Lord bring them down. Now, what the Lord do, he used Esau as his sword for we, right? Esau is his sword. So when the Lord used Esau as his sword, he gonna come at us with full force. And even when they go into Revelation 12 and 30, you understand that the full force coming on us going to be a whole set of things. It's not gonna just be one thing. Yes, it's the RFID. It have the it have the RFID, it have the, you know, Jacob's trouble, it have a lot, right? So now when you get to understand how serious the sword coming down with great wrath in multiple ways. And the Lord explains some of it in the scriptures to us. Now it's for you to have the eyes to see it when it happens in the world.
So you know, going back to the brother with the article, he didn't really go down and it, so he can go down and it now, just for edification's sake.
So we go break it out here one time, and then after we have some precept we want to go into. So this is the Holodomor, right? The Holodomor, alright, in Ukraine took place in 1932 and ended in 1933. That killed millions of Ukrainians. Could show it on the phone, right? I'll read from my phone.
Sorry, brother, just explain the Holodomor, right? It says also known as the Terror Famine or the Great Famine was a famine in Soviet Ukraine from 1932 to 1933 that killed millions of Ukrainians. You understand?
It says what caused Ukraine famine? It says according to some scholars, cultivation in the Soviet Union and lack of favored industries will primarily contribute to the famine mortally of 52% of excesses death, and some evidence shows there was discrimination against the ethnic Ukrainians. But I just want to get into this, right? Bam. Just wait my quick second here, because this famine was a forced famine by a man called his name is something Stalin. Just wait my second. Joseph Stalin, right? What happened was, it's just like what we're doing now. It had a lot of free minds, and I would call we free minds because we the apparatus that they hope for the elect, right? And they stop the products and the food. You understand? And that is exactly what we're doing now. The scripture says there is no new thing under the heaven. You understand? So that same thing they did back then is what they're doing now on a large scale. Because they want to implement the new world order. They want to implement the RFID microchip. And to do that, they had to bring you in a position of want. You understand? And that is actually fulfilling prophecy. So them think in their minds that what they're doing going to add to them benefit. But actually, that is actually fulfilling prophecy. You understand? And millions of people died within 2 years in Ukraine. By that guy who created a forced famine.
Just that way, but I say, because when they say that Ukrainians give out a certain percentage of wheat and corn for the world, so they actually use Ukraine now to bring forth that drought, to bring forth that famine. And actually, the Lord do that. The Lord actually do that just because the Lord start by one of the stronghold. So the Lord destroy one of the stronghold, but they enter supplying food to the whole world, because when they're watching all these kind of foods, when they're watching nearly everything that have corn and wheat in it, you know, so the Lord actually destroying, you know, the one of the major countries and resources in the world. So that gonna bring forth, as the brother said, a ripple effect. So can happen to the first world and the third world, going back into the Caribbeans, and we actually gonna feel it. And what they do in the Caribbeans, they actually lock off all the natural resources, sugar cane, and a lot of other things. We used to supply to other nations. Now we actually importing things to eat. Gas, everything going on.
And every country, every Caribbean country, and majority of the countries in the world, they depend on other countries to supply them with something. And as the brother them was rightfully saying, in times of war, people don't stop to harvest, people don't stop to reap up no crops, all them things, because the land itself could be polluted. You understand? And then too, you got invading here, invading there. So you will not have time to deal with them things.
Scripture say like 2nd Ezra 16, there shall be sedition among men, invading one another. You understand? If you can pull it up real quick.
Man, 2nd Ezra 16 every day.
15 first. It's 15.
16.
Right, so 15, 16.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 15 verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
So that just goes to show all hell gonna break loose. They gonna regard no prime minister, no judge, no police, no nothing like that. They're going to do whatsoever they're going to do, because at that time, when famine really hit on a high scale, cannibalism going to take place.
You whenever a scripture what I always bring out in where it say, I think it's I'm not sure what the scripture said. There was a great famine in the land, and until a dove's dung was sold.
I have it here.
You have it?
Yeah. Look at 2 Kings chapter 6. And you start from verse 24.
Bring it up. I don't get the 2 Kings.
Right.
Spirit.
Oh, 2 Kings.
Chapter 6. Verse 24.
Right. This is the book of 2 Kings chapter 6 and 24. It says, and it came to pass after this that Ben-Hadad, king of Syria, gathered all his hosts and went up and besieged Samaria.
So what that besiege means is to run, right?
So you can't even go back into what the time we're coming into, because they invading Ukraine, it's going to get worse.
Well, if I could add to that, and Russia is a main supplier for salting of plants, even for wheat and flour and gas production. They supply in Europe. That's the reason why Europe can't put no sanctions on them. You understand? So right now, that's the reason why America's stocks going up so high, because they're not getting that gas product, which is going to lead to a collapse in the economy. Because the inflation taking place right now.
Hey, and just to add, because I do a video, I was taking any video this morning, putting it to formula. Yeah. Your children formula, your kids formula. Going back into Jeremiah 16, wanted these mothers who bring forth child in this time. And so now they actually feel that they're bringing actually seeing an uproar. They're protesting, riot. So all this to show you that, when famine actually come, when they're lacking of food for the mother, because if you actually feed it, because we have no formula, you want to actually feed your child, and your child will be absorbing everything from you. So if you eat something, you will be sucking out your energy. So you now want something to feed yourself, and you're not to feed yourself. So we got to be watching your child as a, they like the pork. So they will be seeing it as a pork sandwich. You will be seeing your child as going back into Jeremiah 19. Even she, and the first person she can be targeting is she friend. Because she will think twice to kill she child, but when she don't full of her friend for about a month, the next month is still farming, she would have eat she child.
And that's spiritual. I say that too, because the Western hemisphere had a strength, the strength of not breastfeeding their children. And that is why that formula going to cause a great problem, because they want to keep the shape, they want to look good.
For real, yeah.
It's your part, you know, because hey, let us show you actually how the Lord, and let us show you, we as many Lord, how the Lord set it for us. We actually see the picture, we see the image as we talking through the Spirit. The Lord actually showing us, hey, this actually gonna happen, man, and it's so happy that we knowing, you know, and we actually sharing it, and that we are getting it free. Without cost, but yet you actually wouldn't want to run in the hard houses to hear and the Lord you know.
Because it a lot of pastors right now, they're not actually waking up the people and telling them what is about to happen, and that is why at that time the people, the own congregation gonna be coming against the pastor, want to kill them because they was misleading them. Right? So bring out the precept back.
I know we still live. Right? This is Isaiah 56 and verse 10. It says his watchmen are blind, they are all arrogant, they are all dumb dogs. Because what a dog's supposed to do, a dog's supposed to give watch. You understand? When somebody passes in the yard, the back, they give a warning. Alert you. They give a warning.
Yeah.
It says they cannot back sleeping, loving, lying down, loving to slumber. That is these so-called pastors for your money. The Lord spoke about them. That's the reason why they can't give warning. Because they's dumb dogs.
First of all, they're not even working. Because we working by being on watchmen. We always on we watch. You understand? That's why the Lord said the men of the Lord will give the Lord name no rest. You understand? Day or night.
Jerusalem are praising the land again.
And right now Jerusalem is not a prison the land as yet. So we had to give warning until, you understand? Until that happen, we had to give warning. We had to prophesy until. Right? So going back into the 2 Kings, verse 25, it says, and there was a great famine in Samaria, and behold, they besieged it until an ass's head was sold for 80 pieces of silver, and the fourth of a cab of dove's dung was 5 pieces of silver.
So like yeah, and I don't want to keep it out in their head, because go back to the dream where a Jake actually cutting up an alligator and have the head one side, the foot one side, and like the body parts are going inside the hands, the foot and the head, and it was so expensive that everybody, you know, they want to buy it, but they can't afford it. But don't get that, the Jake was armed up. And that was gonna be going on. And going back into another dream, we a woman I think is a Edomite. Edomite have a northern kingdom, you know, tie up on a flat ply, but like he have it as a table, and her leg cock up, you know, and actually seeing that her vagina is beat out for canned food. You actually see it red, like, you know, people are forcing themselves quick onto her, and you know, and she have even no might in she, because he tie she down to the table. So this is the dreams you have actually give me. So that why, you know, in that in the time of trouble, you know, having a brother next to you, like really like a cold glass of water, because we could be shining that spiritual, you know, we could be getting ourselves right and sharpening our sword, knowing that, hey, we could be, as the brother say, we could be, you know, vigilant, be being watchmen, you know, brothers be watching now, because we know Esau actually, we know he coming for us. We know he coming for us, but the Lord had to raise that standard, because when all hell break loose and they become, all these become cannibals and all these other nations, it could be like, you know, I was a newly created beast. Humans ain't gonna be named human no more. They ain't gonna be eating meat and vegetables and fruit. All who's vegan and all who is just cannibals, you know. You actually see people eating grass, you know. I want to call it grass when it's cut here. Razor grass too. They razor grass, they shit no razor grass, you know.
So if you can get it second address, I know to the woe is me, who shall deliver me? Yeah, because that really happened to how I was now saying here, because we don't know without the Lord having giving us that Holy Spirit, because we gonna need the Spirit more in that time than we need it now. Because right now we're preparing for a test. Right? Right throughout being in the shoot, we getting tests, but you're preparing for a major test. You understand?
And that after we're saying, Salah,
go ahead.
The thing is, the Lord give us the cheat codes.
And ever since, and the Lord put His Spirit on me, ever since a while now, we saying that.
Yeah, cheat codes.
The cheat codes, because when you're playing a game, you understand, and you get cheat codes, the game become easier for you, and that's what's going on in the shoot. It become easier for you, but that don't mean it's going to be easy. But it becomes easier than how these 2/3 and how these other nations gonna have it.
And welcome to my man, because remember we live in this matrix, in this bubble, where you seen altered jakes following the ways of the heathens, because the heathens don't have they piling up their riches. You know, they piling up their riches, which we know with earth, with moth and rust corrupt. But our people is following the ways of the heathens. So when they see that the heathens and them sort of, take the MOTB and they eat and they drink, and what they gonna do? Who weak-hearted, who ain't go down to Yahweh Hashem and require of Yahweh Hashem, we're going back to the prophets. What they go do? They gonna run and follow what the heathens do. Take the MOTB, and wanna eat. But ain't no in the scripture say all who take the MOTB, they ain't gonna rest. Because you had to keep on, updating you had to be working so hard just to parallel penny in that digital account, and if you fuck up being real, they gonna take out all the money if they can X it off, and that way all the concentration camps will be coming in, all the guillotines will be coming in, because all this is actually China, the men of Lord faith.
That's what you're saying, and that make me remember the movie called Kingsman, when they implement that chip in the neck. You understand? So when you want to disobey and you don't want to listen, they simply just
X off
that.
Blow off your head.
You understand?
Blow off your head. Blow off your head.
Trying to get rid of you.
Get rid of you, because and actually going in China, going back into the face recognition, when they actually see that if you go in, there are colors to show that if you go in, like you rocking with the state, you rocking, you been kind of like you been obedient, you been that nice puppy, you wagging your tail, however them call you wagging your tail come in, and that's how they want to have these jakes.
Yeah, because it really goes into you being docile, as the brother saying. Because you being docile, if they get you in a docile state where you have nothing but with it, because firstly they're gonna make everything digital. When it is to make everything digital, that means you no longer have control or say of anything, because your money not home, right? Your money it's in the bank, but it's digitalized. They could shut it down whenever, and they could just click at one button and it's not there anymore. You understand? So if they catch you in a docile state where you have to depend on them, because when you take this thing, right? When you take this MOTB, something that's telling me you're not gonna be able to take out this thing. And a lot of people are gonna be trying to dig out this thing from the body when it is the CD shit hit the fan. You understand? And that's so the spirit's so showing you that gonna be happening, because a lot of people are gonna take it, innit? Right?
And this so probably brother says is the one running point out 2 cents, because they can actually put something like a poison to explode in your hand to poison to kill you. It's in seconds. So that's the feeling that again pulling out. That actually is a modern technology that can, like it actually is a something they create as a robot, a mini robot. So
if I could just bring this really quick, we'll go back into the precept, right? So listen.
Baby hasn't eaten in 3 days, and I think she's sick. Your child won't eat or hasn't eaten? I think she's sick.
Now pay in mind, hear what she said, right? Your child won't eat or hasn't eat. So now we had to dissect it. Why she would say that, right? Yeah.
Let me see your ID, please. Your right hand, please. That trick, young woman, is used in here 50 times a day. Now, if you want your child cared for, you must have your ID. You gotta help me. I can't take the mark. My baby is dying. Oh, please help me. Please. Look, I don't make rules. I only obey them. If you want your child cared for, you must have your ID. Otherwise, go.
Hey, and straight up there you have it. They actually showing you that, no matter who you're trying to be dying, you could be on a deathbed the last 10 seconds, and they even give you a formula, neither drop of milk, neither touch of water, unless you take the MOTB, which is the macro man. You know,
that is actually the devil coming on you with great wrath. Yeah, because that great wrath. You see the Edomite woman and showing no remorse in her face self. She say, young lady, that trick is tried 50 times in here. And that's all gonna be, and plus what you see, now how they representing it, soldiers are wrong, you know. Soldiers are wrong, and in that time gonna be way more soldiers than that. You know, the place armed up, everything. She not even face to face, she behind a glass. You understand? You had to come and you had to present your mark. You understand? You can't present your mark, you have nothing to get.
Yeah, and that'll show that everybody, and some come to my mind and they come back here, everybody, all these jakes especially, go on because they are all jakes right now seeing the future. That is a brighter day, but when that time come, you only get those colors. But when the time come, you know what's gonna happen? All these jakes wanna go back in the past. All because when they in the fire, when they in the pot, because the fire inside of warm up the water yet. You know, as the water getting hot, you know, they thinking like, you know, they swimming in it. But when the water started boil hot and the skin started peel out, that when they gonna be like, hey, turn off the heat. You understand? They wanna go back when the water was cool.
That is the toad. The toad is something like that. They will go in the pot with the water warm and the thing, but everything is all well and good. But it's actually a slow cooking procedure to go through. And that is what Esau using right now. He taking baby steps. And that is called gradualism. He has to force it down the throat. He hitting them baby spoons by baby spoons. As he burning the Crown 19, you know, he started to say, oh, let's try and use all the cards. Oh, let's go with this. Or let's do use cash. These are the things they was doing, which is gradualism, which is actually working on your minds.
So just before I forget, so when people think that when they see them talking about the New World Order, you have to understand that you're living in the New World Order slowly but surely. For the longest while now, you're living under the New World Order slowly but surely, because years ago it wasn't so. You understand? It started with coins. You had silver, gold, they make it into coins, then they make it into a federal note where you had to trade in your gold and you would get a receipt. Then, right? Then you know you have a fiat. You have fiat currency, and you also have the currency with the oil,
petrol.
The petrol dollar, right? Now your money ain't backed by shit now. Just now when it digitalized, money ain't gonna be shit, but zeros and ones on a screen. You understand? And that is where all your currency and all your hard labor and all that gonna be going into. And that is itself is wickedness.
Before we go back to the second king, right? This Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 17. It says, I said in my heart, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai shall judge the righteous and the wicked, for there is a time there for every purpose and for every work. And that's the work we're into. That time that we're heading into is this seasonal time, which is a time of famine. Because the day of the Lord is also a time too. You understand? So it's everything have a season. And that is the season that we enter into. And that's why the scriptures say, better is the end of a thing than the beginning. Because at the end of this, Abaratus and one is part of the Lord elect. We're going to rest. The scriptures say, and now shall my sons eat the fruit of their labors. You know?
Which is going back into all the blessings, all the inheritance, all the, you know, the gifts the Lord gonna, the rewards. That's correct. The rewards, the benefits, and going back into that eternal life. And that's one of the main, just by thinking that you are immortal, you know. So that's what you're part of.
Bring on that piece of one. I'll bring it up. Psalms, just like what the brother said, that's the back of the brother here. Psalms 103 and 1. Right? You were expounding how he is. This is book of Psalms 103, and it says, bless the Lord, O my soul. This David talking to the Lord. It says, bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name. Verse 2. It says, bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits.
So, hey, that is true, because what the Lord say, you know, blessed is unto Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, for they will inherit the kingdom of heaven. So that why, you know, the people living back to the 144,000 which come up from the loins of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, back, you know, in this time, and that this is the only one who will follow the sheep whatsoever you go, and knowing that we wouldn't get feed at the end of the journey.
That's why the Lord say,
water.
That's why the Lord say, forget not all my benefits, because in the time that Jacob struggled, you're going to have to remember the Lord benefits badly. In the time when they present, before you forget, keep your thought.
Yeah, you go
Before you know, when hardship come, you're going to have to always remember the Lord benefit. Because what is the Lord benefit? That kingdom, right? That, like Allah say, all he here was immortality. So he keeping in mind the Lord benefits. You understand? Immortality, you're coming out of the state here. You understand? You always remembering everything what the Lord promised you, and then too, that whole heap more what the Lord we know of. Things what the Lord didn't tell us He gonna give us, but we believe we gonna get in the kingdom of heaven. Because the Lord say we give up in this world, you get in the next. You understand? And verse 3 make it bring it home when it say who forgiveth all thy iniquities, who healeth all thy diseases. You understand?
That
So,
immortality.
Can.
Because that is what I'm actually speaking about. The scripture says, Yahweh Shai, that is what Isaiah 41 says, Yahweh Shai coming with healing in his wings.
Can. So you know you're talking about this body, this mind, this life. You understand? Because you know the scripture also say the heart is deceiving above all things. So the way you would be thinking in this time, when the Lord come, he gave back a full 100 capacity way to think. You understand?
And that going back to the brother from Dallas video this morning, going back into the demons that plague in your mind, going back into the flesh. You know, because the flesh always thinking contrary towards the spirit. It always telling you something like, go ahead, go and work out the weak heart. You hardly doing videos like small thing. The Lord still with you. It's nothing if you ain't fasting. You carry, you tell like the brother say you carry, telling yourself you're ugly, you no confidence in yourself, bringing on your morals as a king. That's what the flesh actually there for. That's why I just played, like I have no pride in a sense that wherever it is, at the end of the day, it can be a demon to yourself, but at the end of the day, I don't really care about these heathens, neither these tutors. I actually just care about, the 144 brothers around me. But at the end of the day, nothing actually could tie me down and hold me down into a sense that I feeling down in the spirit, that people studying how I looking and how I thinking. Once I'm eating, once I'm drinking, and once I'm working, I'm making sure my household in order. All praise to Yahweh Shai. So that's why we also have full confidence, knowing, as the brother said, the benefits of the kingdom. We knowing that we're gonna become pure, we're gonna be that light, and we're gonna be walking diamonds. Because we're gonna be giving that shine, that as they show that VVS always shining in, and all these big diamonds. They're gonna be the least in the kingdom. Even woman, that one of the benefits, they might be the one of the last.
Because that's the thing, right? Scripture that say that if you do, I'm roughly paraphrasing. If it say you ain't hold on to the end, you wouldn't be defended or something. So I don't know if you know the scripture. Can't, right? Because you see, they that not gonna be defended is when you have a shall return. But also the defense comes in Jacob's trouble. The defense comes when all danger comes. You understand? Because if you get persecuted for the Lord name's sake, that is all well and good, innit? You understand? But you see, them brothers and them who give up on the street, who gotta preach all different kind of false doctrine and get carried away, you have no defense. Because first thing first, you become one of the pastors that the Lord say woe unto. You understand? So that's why when I bring all this precept here, they're gonna just now.
In Psalms?
No, last Psalm I finished with this Psalm. Right, 16 and 17. There's a book, it's 16 and 17. Right? Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days? The beginning of sorrows and the great mournings, and the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the powers shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils, and what shall I do when these evils shall come?
And now we see, it says the powers shall stand in fear. Who's that power speaking about? The rulers of this rule at this present time. And that was Ezra was in his realm. Where to see, he was in his spiritual realm, and he was seeing the prophecy or the vision that the angel was showing unto him. You understand? And that's what he was seeing, and that's what he started saying, woe is me, who will not deliver me in those days? You know, seeing the condition that the thing is going to be in. And when you're reading about it is one thing, but seeing it, alright, is another. You know? And
like you can't, that's the other way of saying how the scripture even talk about the keepers of the house.
I'm going to read that now. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 3. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house, and who keeping the house right now? Esau. Because the scripture says in Job chapter 9 verse 24, it says the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. And eco goes back to a system. You understand? When they say the eco or the life of our ecosystem, the life of our system. You understand? It says, when the keepers of the house shall tremble. And right now they're trembling because they're seeing things going haywire and out of their control.
And for a while now, things been in their control, in their mind, but it really was in the Lord's control.
Because they know their house is full. You know, their house is full, but they actually is trying to keep it full. But they see it actually get empty, and as the brother said, out of their control, that they cannot keep it full. You know?
Yeah, everything has been according to prophecy.
So though it's like as Big Brother and the God say, you know, whatever Esau do, you know, he just do it exactly for the prophecy. You know, you cannot stop nothing but, and that will actually get into Esau the most, you know. The more you try to stop, there's the more things happening. Go ahead.
It's Proverbs 21:1. It says, the king's heart is in the hand of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. As the rivers of water, he turneth it wheresoever he will. And that's what we see being done, because we read earlier on in Ecclesiastes chapter 3. There is a time and a season for every work. And they the Lord about to do. The Lord is about to try the world. And that word try means to test. And when a test is going on, the teachers are silent. And the teachers will represent the prophets. Because we are the mouthpiece of the Lord. So this farming that's going to come isn't going to be on a small scale. The scriptures say, such as a time that never was upon the face of the earth. So mankind have never experienced this, what we are about to experience here. You know? I just want to finish with in the Ecclesiastes 12. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grindings cease. I know Drake had it still. Boy, I had to go down and grind.
Grinding.
You know? The grinding going on cease.
No, and actually seeing it happening right now, because a lot of people being getting laid off of our world, because all these natural reserves is getting closed. All these government works.
Right in Trinidad, 100 and something people get sent home, they get laid off. Even in America, this company, I can't remember the name of the company, but the company they fired about 2,200 and something people, and that affects when they do it, it do affect them. You understand, as a company, because for the longest while your labor them already make 3 times on your head, but when you send home somebody, they already spend their money. They believe in your income, they trust in you because they trust in the system, which is a broken reed. You understand? But we as the men of the Lord, we trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and hopefully to the end we make it. And the Lord, you know, preserve us, you know, to the end. So hopefully this video be edifying. And say Kalalayam, La Alahainawa, Yahweh, Hashem Yahushai, Hashem Rakakadash. You know, double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone again. Salutation to the Aki and preaching his truth, to the four corners of the earth in sincerity. Shalom to the aquats listening to the respect in their husband. Say shalom to the speckled bird that may look at the other nation of the nation of Israel. Shalom.
Shalom.
What rubber band?